Hey guys, so yeah, Russell was requested. We'll take a random start here. I was playing another game a little bit earlier, but the AI rolled Gilgamesh, or whoever. Gilgamesh? Sumeria, and they killed me with war carts. It happens.
Embrace the chill winds of the motherland, Tsar Peter. Your fascination with science and culture.
By the way, if you want to know what Sumeria does, they do war carts. They're heavy cavalry you can build from the beginning of the game, and they're more powerful than horsemen. They're not that expensive, and if you want, you just build a bunch of, war carts and go, beep beep, I'm a jeep, and murder all of your enemies. Also, hilariously enough, war carts, even though they are pulled by horses, are not cavalry. So you can't, rust spearmen and hope that, you can use their anti-cav abilities. No. They're a cart, silly. What good would a spearman be against a cart? Okay. This is fairly typical of what I get when I play Russa. So let's go look at their abilities. The Grand Embassy. This is a rubber banding mechanic. If you are 3 technologies or civics behind someone and you send them a trade route, you can get a little bit of science and a little bit of culture to try and catch up. This is pointless. This is so little science and culture that you're not going to catch up from this in anything but the earliest part of the game. But in the earliest part of the game, you're not this far behind. The only reason this is at all relevant is because in Deity, the AI doesn't have a whole lot of science production, but they have a whole lot of free science techs and free civics that they start with. So you can catch up to the AI using this, but in multiplayer, that's not helpful. Mother Russia. Extra territory founding cities, no problem with that. That's always useful. +1 faith and +1 production from Tundra. This essentially turns Tundra into plains that you cannot build farms on. Plains you cannot build farms on are not good. You do not want to work a 1-1 tile. That is... You might as well have an unemployed pop. That does not contribute in any meaningful way. There's also some stuff about blizzards. Units do not receive damage from blizzards. If you settled your cities in Tundra, in the snow, that might be helpful. As a minor thing. And this whole civilizations that are at war with Russia, unless this causes blizzards to spawn more often when you're at war, I don't see that that's helpful. Cossacks are brokenly good in simultaneous multiplayer play if you have the reaction time to do cycle charges. Because here's what they can do. They can move into a square, attack, and bounce away. And if you have 5 of them, that means that all 5 of them can potentially take a swing at one unit by getting to a square, attacking, and moving out of the way, so that the next one can come in, attack, and move out of the way. It's how cavalry used to work in Civ 5. That's what the Cossack's ability is. Other cavalry don't get that ability here in Civ 6 anymore because this was annoying. The Cossacks can, and they're stronger than regular cavalry. What's the downside of a Cossack? It's cavalry. You're not... Civ has a weird thing that you've noticed if you're playing multiplayer, especially if you're at all trying to make number go up, in that you spend a fair amount of time in the early game, then in the middle, once you hit to industrialization, from industrialization to the future modern information age, you just blitz through that immediately. So you're never at cavalry. I've never seen a war happen where cavalry was relevant. You just go through that tech so quickly, you're on to tanks before you can produce these in any great numbers. So that's the unfortunate part of the Cossack. Now here's the big thing. The Lavra. Lavra? Whatever this is. This is a holy site that is half cost. That's all it is. But this is Russia Actually, no, that's not quite all it is. Let's go. Don't trust these. These little summaries, that's not enough. Lavra. Okay. They don't mention any of this. But, Holy Site. +1 great profit point per turn. Right? And it cost 54 on standard speed. The Lavra cost half of that. Also, 2 great profit points, great rider points, great artist points, great musician points. From a very early building. So, this says, Russa, be a religious civ. Just embrace it. Be the religious civ of your game. Now, slight problem. Religion is not my favorite thing to do. Okay. I've said before that sometimes I go on a walk. This tells me that maybe I should go on a walk. Because I may be moving away from fresh water here, but depending on what I find...
Yosemite Valley to me is always a sunrise, a glitter of green and golden wonder in a vast edifice.
Keep a sharp eye, and you can catch these things. So, I'm going to go ahead and move one more over. And next turn, here's what I'm going to do. I don't know how much of a trip I'm going to take. Is that a lake? It is a lake. However, even from here, that doesn't give me that much more access to this. How many tiles is this? 2 tile impassable wonder. I'm wanting to be greedy, but also not. I'll tell you what. We're not going to do that. We're actually going to move back to here. Yep. Yep. Okay. I know what we're doing now. So, I took a walk. I wasted a bunch of turns there. I'm not going to say that that wasn't a waste. However, we got some good information. We can't quite work these tiles yet. Not the good ones. There's some better ones over here. But, here's what we're going to do. This should capture this citrus. Good. Here's the thing. We get +1 faith. We're on a tundra hill. So we're basically on a plains hill that gives us an extra faith per turn. I went on a little walk there that wasn't the best. But it's fine for what we were doing here. Now this is okay. This is better though. Getting this out in 7 turns isn't that helpful to me because I don't have anything to do with it in 7 turns. But this is also why I did this. If this was a different wonder, one of the different science wonders, or if there was a better position over here, I'm thinking that I may have to come at that from the other side. Yeah, maybe like settle something over here. Palenque. I think they're probably fine. Interesting. Okay, here's what happened there. I met them. I was the first one. I got one envoy. I did something that was their mission. Probably discover a wonder, which gave me another, and then I picked one up out of there, is what I think happened. So now we are just their suzerain. And we met them. So we get... Yeah. Sometimes you get fortunate like that. This is a very interesting little setup that they have going on here. This is an okay city placement. Not terribly worth it to kill them. Oh, what do they do? Okay, this is just nice. This isn't game breaking. What do these do? Eh, that's whatever. I'm more likely to kill them than I am Palenque. But I found this, and I got the boost. Well, guess what that means, boys and girls? We have a plan. $40 gold. Heck yeah, 40 gold.
I don't believe in astrology.
That early Palenque science really paying off for us here. Now, where do I want to go? I don't have the governor that I want. So instead, what I think I will get here would be... animal husbandry. Lavra. It doesn't particularly matter where we put it. This is, what would this be? I'm never going to work this tile. One food, one production, one faith, one gold, one science is just not appealing to me. That's a fun tile, but it's not a good one. I'll take the extra faith. In the meantime, this worker will sleep until we need them. This is what I'm saying about, like, Russia just getting the first religion, if you want it. Here's what I mean by that. No, it is... People may beat you to a pantheon, but I highly doubt anyone beats Russia to a religion. That's a very different situation. I may beat the AI to a religion doing this. It's not terribly likely, but, like, no one's getting points yet. And guess what? Not only am I going to start getting points, I don't even need to do this. I'm already getting enough, more than enough. Gonna go ahead and get a slinger. Our production...
If there are no dogs in heaven...
Production's good. Oh, right. Right, Preslau, I forgot. I was trying to figure out, why is our production so fast on units? I forgot that we had met them. Normally, it's not worth the note, but here we go. Let's start looking at this. Russia.
Wisdom.
4 out of 60. Everyone else, 0. Keep in mind, I'm on Immortal. It's not quite deity, but I'm not against the easy AI here. They have most of their cheating bonuses. I don't even need that. I don't even have a Pantheon yet. But I'll have my selection of Pantheons. You'll probably know which one I'm going to get. But let me take a look around first and make sure that I'm not missing something obvious. Hello, Barbarian. Meat Slingers. Do I need this? I don't. I really don't. Could I afford this? Tell you what. Our growth is going to be good enough that this isn't going to put us too far behind. Where was this? Way over there. That sucks, but we'll deal with that as we can. Now, I don't actually like these crab tiles. I don't like working those. I do like these fist tiles, though. The short version of that is, I think my next city is going to be over here. Get Yosemite, or the rest of Yosemite that I didn't otherwise get, the important parts. Maybe like right here. I'll still get most of everything that I want. And then there will be a third city over here. Grab these spices, cover up get the rest of this. Not a lot of fresh water going around, but, you know, there's not always fresh water.
When you find yourself in...
I don't know if this counts as them reporting back. I hope that it doesn't. Pantheon. Now, let me take a hard look at this. Production from fishing boats has potential. Has a fair bit of potential, actually. This is a toss-up kind of a situation. I think I'm the first one here. I can't imagine that anyone else, unless they picked it up in a ruin, got here before I did. Here's our choices. Tundra, that's okay. I already built my Holy Site District, but that's like minimal faith. No, I don't really care about that. Divine Spark. Yeah, that might be whatever. We don't need it, though. We already have this sort of built in. So this is between God of the Sea and religious settlements. Now, God of the Sea will make our... all of our fishing boats better. And we have a fair few of them. And we'll get more. Because we're going to be coastal Russia. Is what this is looking like. There's lots of sea resources. Religious settlements would be good, though. Just a free extra city combined with the one that we're building. That'd just be 3 popping out on turn 25. Just 3 cities immediately. Ultimately, I think that's more going to be a bigger impact to us. But yeah, this is actually one of the harder decisions that I've had to make. I haven't had a sea resource game like this in a while. Because that's... Let's just do the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus 6 production on tiles that we're going to be working. Are we going to be working them, though? This wouldn't be... I would be working these two. And these over here. I probably wouldn't be working the crabs, though. So yeah, religious settlements. I don't see enough of them that would make me change my mind here. And this guy's not going to go too far. He's probably going to go right there. Probably settles right on there. Okay, mostly good enough. Trying to prevent them from taking some of our, like, necessary tiles. What are we working here? Acceptable for right now. Do we want another of these? We're gonna have them anyway. More points. This is a farm tile. Most of these are farming tiles. That's not bad. Obviously, this is the most faith, but this is the one that I'm probably going to be working the longest. Plains, woods. This isn't an excellent tile, it's an okay tile. These I will put farms on later, maybe, but this one I will definitely put a farm on. This is gonna be a growth tile. This 2-1, yeah. So I'm thinking probably right here is the compromise that I'm gonna make. All right, they already attacked.
It is not that life is
Money. What do we need? Science is sort of taking off there for a little bit. We do have deer. We could go for archery. Yeah. Archery just good for security reasons, to be honest. So here's my thought process of where I'm going. This stuff ends, so there's not going to be anyone over there probably. This stuff does not end. And it has good things that I want. And I'll go take those things. Because I want them. Let's see. Let's check out this. The only way anyone beats me to a religion is if they build stone heads. That's it. That's the only way you beat Russa to a religion, is if you have all of the conditions ready for stone heads and you go for it. The AI may do it. The AI... Okay, they've already done it. So they founded their religion, presumably? Not that I can see, actually. Interesting. Convenient. Unnecessary. Man, this is just, beautiful land right here is all this is. This is just good, high quality stuff. Nothing to complain about over here other than a lack of fresh water, but I mean, we're a saltwater empire.
I shot an arrow into the...
This isn't a lake, is it? Is this a giant lake? Surely not. Production light, which is unfortunate. And I think I may end up having to settle on these horses, because here are all the hills up here. And you want all of those hills. Alright, enough futzing about. I think it's time to get riding. Yosemite is going to keep us in there and in the running for a little while, but it's not going to do it forever. No, that's not a lake. And that's not a lake either. It's a very strange formation there.
No man ever wetted...
Zanzibar. Yeah, I'm gonna settle on the horses because I want this tile. Like, I want these in my borders, and in order to do that, I'm gonna have to settle on there. Actually, let's go put your standard thing on there. Huh. We keep the food, I guess. What this means is that there's probably another city like right here. It's not going to be worth that much, but territory is territory. As they say in Russia.
Skill without imagination. Writing is easy.
Our only real problem here is we're not doing so hot for culture. So probably try to fix that. Oh, if only there's land right here. Spain's way over there. Oh, you dick.
Thousands have lived without.
Ah, the person who got Stonehenge beat us. But yeah, turn 41 on standard speed. Second only to the person who rushed Stonehenge. So imagine in our multiplayer game, you can put that together for yourself. Picking whatever religion you want. It really depends just on what you're doing. Work ethic is very powerful. Like later on, 10%, 15, 20%. I think maxed out at 15% production in your cities. Really good. Jesuit education. If your faith income is going to be a lot, this can save you a fair bit of time just purchasing the science buildings. You do have a lot of things that you can spend your faith on, though. There's a lot of... This can make your faith a little bit busy. I would generally go for work ethic. And then you have your pick of these. It looks like the working house was already gone, so none of that. However, we could get Watts, help us in science for a little while. We can also look around, take tithe or church property, because we're very early into this religion, and we're going to be early into the next faith things as well. You could go itinerant preachers or scripture to try to spread your religion. We aren't that crowded here on this game. I would probably just go ahead and take your Watts. Because we are going to have, probably end up spamming a lot of cities. But there you go. That's sort of Russia. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. I got lucky here. But this is what they do. Like, let's just go back to our great people. Before anyone else is even thinking about this, we're about to get... Like, these guys don't even come in until the Renaissance, normally. Great musicians, not until the Industrial Era. But guess what? Here we go. We're coming. We're going to be pretty well on our way fairly quickly. The more of these we build, we're earning 2 of these points per turn. Now that's one, like, for every city we found, we're going to get more of those. And you can get your things where you can get your governors that increase your great people generated in your cities. Yeah. This is what will catch people off guard. Let me say it like that. You can get to your religion very quickly by just putting down a lavra very, very early. Especially if you happen to find a wonder like I did. Or a wonder like I did. And you get the boost, you research it, you plop it down, it's half cost, takes almost no time. Maybe you can put it into a place where you can generate some extra faith. Maybe you can't. Doesn't really matter. Problem that I faced here, I don't have a lot of culture. Happen to have a lot of science for my time period here. Because if I just go check, comparing, yeah, I'm just in the lead. Against the immortal AI, I'm in the lead. Mainly because of this. So, because of, your religious settlements, you get that out, you get your wonder. I will say that if this wonder wasn't here, if it was just St. Petersburg, if I didn't have somewhere that I was definitely wanting to settle immediately before these tiles started going away, I would have gone fishing boats production. There's just a lot going on in this city. Plan is probably going to skip Magnus for a little while, go for Liang, get those aquacultures, because let's just looking at this. 4 food, 1 production, 4 food, 1 production, 4 food, 1 production, 4 food, 1 production, 4 food, 1 production. This is a lot of growth. Like, I think this will end up growing faster with the pop loss from banking settlers compared to having Magnus. And this will be production, because it's still, Liang will be in there. So that'll be 4-1, 4-1, 4-1, 4-1, 4-1. Almost as good as this spice tile over here. And it'll be making money. So yeah. This start, I think I will continue on after I stop this recording. Just to see what it is. Maybe I'll post a picture of what that ended up looking like to demonstrate why I think Liang is probably the better first choice here than Magnus. Not normally the case, but sheesh, there's a lot going on here. She doesn't even need to stay. I'll pick one place for the... try to find somewhere that's less valuable to try and put the harbor down. Probably right here. Remove the fist and put the harbor right here, because this fist is not going to be worth as much as the combination of stuff over here. Put down the harbor, get your lighthouse going, and this city is going to become very big, very fast. Not quite Inca big, Inca fast, but close. The big thing is I need to get a state workforce, build the government plaza. Unfortunately, that does mean that my science is going to be behind, but luckily, we have Watts. That'll help. It won't be a permanent fix, but we have Watts, and we have Yosemite. So that's the combination of... I saw this at the beginning. I saw that science right here, and I decided to take a walk. And we looked at it, and ultimately I went back almost to where I started, so I wasted, quote-unquote, a few turns, but it got me some info. Your settlers actually have a longer sight range than your starting units do, so let me look over here and see what this was. Saw that there's a person here. If this wasn't here, I may have actually completed walking and gone over here to where this lake was, or at least maybe settled on this. It sort of depends. No, probably settled right here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Settled right here. Worked this tile. Made a worker early. Turned this into a farm. This into a farm. You see what I mean. But, I did some scouting. If I could have settled over here, that might have been worthwhile for the time that it would take. Because this is a big increase in science. Just from these tiles that you could make up the time. We would have lower culture. But on the other hand, the more time that you spend doing that, the longer it takes you to get your first lava out. And that's getting that out quickly, because you can, suddenly you have the first religion. And also, if you start spamming cities, as you typically do, every one of those is another great writer point, great artist point, and a great musician point. So if you have 8 cities, you're going to get here this Renaissance era thing in the classical or medieval. You're going to get these statues. They'll get Donatello. To my knowledge, I think these have to be the first ones, right? Anyway, that's Russia. This isn't exactly a typical Russia start. It's not like there's a ton of tundra around. There is some. Honestly, the ideal situation would be one tundra hill that you settle on for the faith at the beginning. Maybe a couple more tundra hills that you can work, or like tundra hill forest deer. Those are good tiles. Or tundra hill forest spices. If you could have a bunch of these tiles, that would be good. But you don't get those normally. So you don't want that many tundra tiles. You just want a few select ones that you can make use of. One to settle on with a hill to get faith production early, to get your early pantheon. Even if you don't get that, try to get your Lavri out as fast as possible. You'll get to your first religion, and hopefully you can do something with that. You're probably not going to beat someone who rushes Stonehenge if you're doing this, but I don't think it's worthwhile to try and rush Stonehenge yourself. You just have to take that in go on your way. Anyway, have a good one, guys.